Good evening, I'm Pia Hontiveros. This is News.PH, but it's not politics as usual. Every new Congress, the 8th Congress in 1987, till this 16th Congress, this 2013, has been a veritable roster of who's who in Philippine politics. Even if some of the winning representatives are new faces, their names are not quite new. Of the 292 members of the House of Representatives of this 16th Congress, 89 are brand new congressmen or freshmen, or the new boys on the block, and 3 of them are with us tonight. Allow me to introduce to you our viewers, Congressman Rani Abu of the 2nd District of Batangas and of the Nacionalista Party, Congressman Eric Abueg of the 2nd District of Palawan, and the Partidong Pagbabagong, is that correct? Palawan? And Congressman Francis Gerald Boy Blue, and we'll explain why he's Boy Blue in a little while, Abaya of the 1st District of Cavite and of the Liberal Party. Good evening, everybody. Is it okay if I call you Rani, Eric, and Boy Blue?
Yes.
It's shorter than Congressman. Okay, let's begin with you, Congressman Rani Abu. You're a completely new face in politics, but you have a very interesting story. So you were a student leader in Batangas, and then you ended up in the Senate as a photocopy boy.
Yeah, that was
from
1990
to 1992. Can you tell us that story?
1990, so nag-apply ako sa Senate. And naging legislative staff assistant ako doon. Ang trabaho ko talaga, mag-xerox na mag-xerox. But during those times, habang nagsa-xerox ako, lagi kong binabasa yung mga minutes ng meetings.
Talaga? Why? Not all Xerox boys do that, hindi ba?
Nag-aaral kasi ako ng political science eh.
Okay.
Kaya interesado ako eh.
Yeah.
Then na-attend ako ng plenary session, nanonood ako. Natutuwa ako. Ang gagaling naman ng mga senador noon.
Noon? Sabi mo? Noon. Ngayon?
Ngayon, okay din. Pero mga kwan eh, ika nga eh, sina Senator Salonga,
Yes.
Senator Sagisag, Senator Tamano, Senator
Tanyada,
Senator Shahani. Tunto ako sa kanila. Habang nagtatrabaho doon, nangangarap din ako. At doon sa pangarap na maging tulad nila. Okay. So, nung dinadraft ang local government code, yung committee secretary, under ako ng Committee Support Services Division A, yung committee secretary ng Committee on Local Government ay kinuha niya ako na mag-assist sa kanya dahil nahati yung Bicameral Conference Committee, nahati sa 4 na subcommittees. So, pinahawak niya sa kanya yung subcommittee on Book 2, yung local taxation. Ako ang nag-acting doon bilang secretary. So, nung naaprubahan yung local government code, sabi ko, itong sa dating na election, mag-resign ako dito, kandidato na lang ako sa amin. So, 92, nag-resign ako sa Senate, kumandidato ako municipal councilor.
Konsehal in Bawan.
In Bawan. Then,
Batangas, your hometown.
In 1995, hindi na ako kumandidato dahil yung tatay ko may cancer. Nag-request sa akin na tulungan ko na lamang si Dodo Mandanas, nakakandidatong...
Why Dodo Mandanas?
Kaklase niya kasi eh.
Okay.
Nakakandidatong governor. So, hindi na ako tumakbo. Dahil naman sa cancer ng tatay ko, tinulungan ko na lang. And the rest is history.
Okay. Teka, wait. You're getting ahead of the story. So 95, 2004, nag-congressman siya, hindi ba? So you were with him for like total of how many
18
years?
Almost 18 years.
18 years, okay. So umabot siya dun sa 3rd term niya as congressman. So syempre, hindi na siya pwedeng tumakbo. So paano yun? Parang naghanap siya ng kapalit? How did it come about?
I offered myself.
Wow, okay.
Wala
And then of course, right away, sabi niya, oo nga, bakit hindi? Parang ganon.
Una, medyo parang naawa daw siya sa akin. At ang turing niya sa akin parang anak. Napakahirap daw ng isang kandidato. At mahal niya ako. Pero kung gusto ko talaga, ay dumiretso ako.
Okay. Pero hindi ka, kumbaga, trapo no?
Hindi naman dahil...
Hindi Trapo o bimpo? Alam mo yung bimpo? I'm sure alam mo yung bimpo.
Trapo lang alam ko.
Hindi, yung bimpo kasi yung batang inihain ng magulang sa politika. May natatamaan. Just kidding. Okay, why the Nationalista Party?
Si Congressman Danas ay nawala sa Liberal Party. Then sumama siya sa UNA. Nung siya naging membro ng UNA, una niya akong isinasama doon kay Vice President Binay. Nagkataon naman na yung Chief of Staff ni Vice President Binay ay ang asawa niya ay relative nung isa kong nakalaban. So, yun ang naging kapartido. Pero sa amin sa Batangas, di nagsimula ay yung nationalista. Masasabi ko doon nagsimula dahil ng mga laurel. So, sabi ko, masarap talaga dito sa nationalista. Parang nabubuhay uli yung dating sigla ng Batanggenyo pag sinabi mong nationalista.
Yeah, okay. And of course, at the national level, Nationalista was in an alliance or a coalition with
Liberal
Pinoy.
Party.
So, doon sa local level ng Batangas, ganun din yun?
Hindi siguro dahil ang kalaban ko liberal eh.
Yung liberal was
Christopher
De Leon. Okay. Tell us very briefly how you were able to win against Christopher De Leon, the very handsome Christopher De Leon, Liberal Party, and then yung una candidate.
Sipag at pakikisama. At paniniwala na kaya ko siyang talunin.
How many votes did you get?
It's more than 123,000.
123,000. Si Christopher De Leon was?
Around 50,000.
Yung Berberabe?
120,000 something.
Okay. Wow, yours is really miracle, miracle story. Okay. Of course, we have other guests here. So, Congressman Eric Abueg. Your father is former Congressman Alfredo Amor Abueg. And we used to cover him 9th, 10th Congress. You're a lawyer by profession, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you tell us what kind of law you practiced and in what law firm? Were you with a law firm?
Well, first of all, Ms. Pia, I would like to thank you for...
Just Pia na lang.
Yeah, okay, thank
Age
you.
lang tayo.
Thank you for inviting me so that I could show to the people my district, the 2nd District of Palawan.
Well, it helps kasi A kayo lahat. Did you notice lahat yun?
Yes,
You're on the top of the list eh.
Yeah, when I passed the bar on 2005, I joined
Ang bata mo pa, okay.
I joined the Crisologo and Evangelista Law Office.
Okay.
Crisologo is the youngest brother of Congressman Bingbong Crisologo. Then it's a small law office. We have all branches we handle. Everything we handle from criminal law to labor to civil. Then, year after, I went back to Palawan and continued my practice in Palawan. Doon sa Palawan, alam niyo naman sa probinsya, yung aking mga clients ay yung mga dating clients na aking tatay. Kaya karamihan mga indigent clients, mga taga...
Public service nangyari, ano?
Yes, gano'n na nga yung aking napuntahan. And 2 years after being in practice in my province, I thought of, there are many people pushing me to run for board member. So before I ran for congressman, I was a board member in Palawan. Then one term as a board member, then I went for Congress. So, ito na nga, kaya nandito po.
And during that, one term of as board member, your father was still congressman?
Not anymore.
At that time.
He started his term on year 1992 up to year 2001. So, he finishes 3 years, 9-year term. Then after that, he was taken by President GMA as presidential consultant on Mimaropa affairs. That includes Palawan, Region 4B.
Okay. As a lawyer, and very briefly, what did you think of, I'm sure you monitored the Corona impeachment trial. What were you thinking at that time?
The evidence that was given against Corona, the disclosure, meaning the fact that Supreme Court Chief Justice Corona did not disclose his foreign currency deposit. I think that gives him in. Yun na yung nangyari sa kanya. So, pakiramdam ko, talagang
doon siya nadiin.
Doon na siya nadiin ang gusto.
Okay. You resigned from the Liberal Party in Palawan?
Yes.
Is that correct? What happened? Ano bang story?
Well, alam niyo po, the head of the Liberal Party in Palawan was Governor Baha Mitra. But previously, the one who brought Liberal Party in Palawan was my grandfather, Governor Alfredo Abueg.
Okay.
And our family really took care of the Liberal Party until the time that it's Governor Mita that heads the Liberal Party.
Okay.
Everybody in the party, that was before filing the certificate of candidacy for congressman. Everybody in the party pushes me to run for congressman. There's no one in the party. The vice governor, then Vice Governor Fems Reyes was thinking of running for mayor of Coron. And there are no board members, party mates, who would also want to run for congressman. So I went to the head of the party. I asked him for support, but unfortunately, he could not decide on whether he gives me the support or not. So I decided to, considering that,
Bolt.
yes, considering that I couldn't get if you don't get the support of the head of the party, wala mangyayari sa'yo. So I decided to resign from the party and sent the head of the party a resignation letter saying that, alam niyo po, as a board member, I just keep on submitting resolutions from resolutions, wala rin nangyayari. Sabi ko, kung talagang gusto mo magserbisyo, nandiyan ka na sa panahon na pakiramdam mo, kaya mo rin namang ma-meet. Tumakbo ka na lang ng congressman. Kasi sa kongreso, mayroon kang chance, siyempre, na mag-implement na yung mga projects kasi may mga fundings ka. So, that's what I did.
Okay. And, well, Baham couldn't support you also because his brother ran against you, right?
Yes.
Si Monmon. But you beat Monmon, Mitra,
Yes.
son of the famous former speaker.
Well,
By how many votes?
my margin was 21,000. 21,000. In Palawan, of course, the Mitra is very well known, but my family is also comparable to the Mitras in Palawan. Dito lang sa Manila, hindi masyadong kilala yung pamilya namin. Pero sa amin, matagal na rin po yung public service ng aming family. My lolo was previously the governor, my father the congressman. But I'm not only the son, Miss Pia, of Congressman Abueg. I was also his chief of staff from 1992 to 2001 and from 2003 up to 2010. But during that time, I was already a lawyer.
Okay. Okay. Let's go now to Congressman, I was about to say June Abaya. Kasi kamukha, no? Kapatid kasi. The youngest brother, right?
Yes.
Before anything else, why are you nicknamed Boy Blue?
Well, it's from the nursery rhyme. When my brothers were growing up, I guess they were around 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, and they were reading those nursery rhymes.
Yeah. And they couldn't pronounce what? Francis, Gerald?
Lumabas sila ako, then they're like, oh, Boy Blue na lang.
Boy Blue na lang.
And I had a cousin whose name was Muffet naman. So Little Miss Muffet.
Hindi nga.
So, a year older. So
Talaga?
paglabas ko, oh, Boy Blue to.
Can you sing the nursery rhyme?
Of course.
But you don't want to do that now, of course. Okay. You're an architect by profession?
Yes.
What have you designed and built?
Well,
have
I've
you
designed
built?
houses.
Yeah.
I've done like some restaurants, some offices.
Yeah.
So those are personal projects.
Oo.
But I used to work with my with our family company, which is a real estate company in Cavite.
And architecture is really your passion.
Yes.
Nako, the way you say it, yes.
Design,
Para bang, what am I
through
doing
design
here?
and everything.
Is it like, what am I doing here? No? Hindi naman.
Hindi naman something new. It's something that we grew up with since I was in high school. When my dad was a congressman, we've seen people come in and out, entertain them, and of course, my dad would drag us around the district to see the projects, to go with him during turnovers and scholarships, all those things. We do that.
Okay. So you just answered my question about now that you find how did you get here? No, how did you get here? So your father was a long-time congressman. Your brother June was a 3-term congressman
Yes.
before you. And hindi pala ang Abaya was not really originally from
No,
Cavite.
Yes, we're from Candon, Ilocos Sur.
Your father,
My
Abaya.
father, my father, yeah.
But it was your mother.
He met my mom in Kawit, and then he settled there after his military assignment.
Okay. So he was a congressman in Ilocos Sur also?
No, he ran,
ran.
In '87, but he lost. So then we decided, he moved back to Cavite.
Yeah.
Then he ran again in '92, but then he lost again. I mean, was new to things. Then '95, he got in, he won, and that's when it all started.
Okay. And of course, your mother is from the famous Aguinaldo clan.
Yes.
And it helped, no? That
It
she was
helped, of course.
Okay. Do you intend to stay long in Congress?
Of course. Of
Yes.
course, yes.
So in spite of the fact that architecture is your number one passion, you might just...
Well, then after 2010 elections, June was graduating. So my dad started asking us, "Oh, you guys want to go around in the district?" And June was busy with the Liberal Party as a Secretary General, and then he was busy with the Committee on Appropriations. Took a lot of his time. He didn't have time for the district, so he asked us to represent him in the district. So we started, me and another brother, started going around. And you meet people, you do the scholarship programs, projects, graduations, all those things. Then later you realize nakakapagod, but then you enjoy it. You like it. You meet these people, and nakikita mo yung pasasalamat nila sa mga projects mo, sa tulong o service na binibigay mo sa constituents.
Who was the other brother who would go around with you?
It was my brother Paul. He's a
Paul. Okay. Why wasn't he the one chosen?
He didn't have time at that moment.
Okay.
He was busy with his dental clinic.
Oh, a dentist naman.
Yes,
Okay.
but then we needed also to have a vice mayor for our town. So he ran as vice mayor in Kawit, Cavite.
Okay. A while ago you said you intend to stay long in Congress. That means that you're not just warming June's seat for him.
No.
He's not going back to Congress in 2016.
No.
Is he running for a higher office?
Nah, I think it's too premature to talk about it right now.
Talk about what? What it?
For higher office.
For higher office.
He always, when we talk to him, he's like ready to go back to private companies. That's what he decided. Help the family business.
But do you think that he can run for higher office?
I think with his credentials, yes.
What would he make? A good what?
That's tough.
What stuff? The position or to answer the question?
To answer the question.
Well, do you envision him as something other than a congressman or a cabinet secretary?
The cabinet secretary as of now. And I think he's...
other than that.
Other than that, maybe a senator. I don't know.
Senator or higher, mga ganun.
Siguro tama ni senator.
Okay, we're going to take a short break. News.PH will be right back. Stay with us. Sorry. Welcome back. You're still watching News.PH on the Solar News channel. I'm Pia Hontiveros. Our guests tonight, Congressman Rani Abu of Batangas, Congressman Eric Abueg of Palawan, and Congressman Boy Blue Abaya of Cavite. Okay, for the three of you, what is being a congressman all about? Is it about power or is it about true public service and servant leadership? Rani Abu?
True public service. Kita mo naman, galing ako sa pagiging Xerox boy. Kita ko yung hirap namin pinagdaanan. Nariyan, nagtrabaho ako, narating ko yan. Nung naki-Congressman Mandanas ako yung nasa front line niya. Na nag-aalam sa tao, pinupuntahan ng tao, kita ko yung pangangailangan ng tao. At yun nga una kong iniisip na kaya ako tumakbo para ipagpatuloy kung ano yung ginagawa namin para sa tao.
Okay. Congressman Eric Abueg?
Well, it's true public service. Like our district in Palawan, we are far away from mainland Manila. Basic services doon talagang kailangan tuloy-tuloy mong bigyan. So, not necessarily we lack, but we really need more and continuous service. For example, medical financial assistance, schools, hospitals. Those things are really needed by all my barangays in my district. And so it's like that. It's really true public service, no corruption. Talagang matuwid na daan.
No corruption talaga. Matuwid na daan. Okay. Boy Blue, Abaya, I asked about that and I used the word servant leadership because that's so identified with an LP stalwart, Jesse Robredo. So what is it for you? What is being congressman all about?
Well, I think it's just the same through an honest service to our constituents, to the Filipino people. And of course, bringing back the projects that the budget that you get from Congress, and every single peso has to go back to your district to help them. And there's a big need for education and for health in our province, in our district, and being transparent also, that every project is seen and given to like the right government agencies, implemented right, and dapat rin maramdaman ng mga hanggang sa barangay level, dapat nararamdaman yung proyekto mo.
Does the scandal on pork barrel worry you now? Worry? Is it a cause for worry? No? Hindi naman.
Well,
Maraming mekanismo eh.
Well, we were warned in Congress to our seminars with the NCPAG and House of Representatives na mag-ingat at maraming botcha na pork.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. And of course, nakakasira rin sa image of congressmen right now, especially kami mga bago, mga neophytes.
Right.
That
Siyempre,
kind of affects us.
malinis ang tingin sa inyo,
Yes,
di ba?
yes.
Oo. Then lalo na in this day and age, there's social media, not like before. Okay. Bills. What is that one pet bill that you will file, Rani Abu?
I filed yung resolution muna, final ko.
Okay.
Isang resolution na urging the Committee on Ways and Means to conduct an inquiry in aid of legislation to look why the Batangas International Container Port ay underutilized pa hanggang ngayon.
Okay. Where is that located?
Batangas City.
Oo. Underutilized?
Yeah, underutilized. Funded by the Japan International Cooperation Agency. Around 10 billion pesos yun. Binabayaran natin yan taon-taon. Pero ang utilization rate niyan, 8 to 10% lang. Napakasikip na sa atin dito sa Manila. Ang mga industrial zone, narin sa Cavite at saka sa Laguna, may Slex tide yan, may start tollway na madali para diyan dumaan yung mga kargamento na dadalhin ng mga barko kung doon ibababa sa Batangas Port. Pero bakit ganun?
Oo. But I'm sure you also can answer that question, di ba? I mean, alam nyo sa Batangas kung bakit ganun.
May ilang pagkakaalam tayo, pero narito yung mga government agency.
Okay.
Ano yung dapat nilang pamamaraan na dapat gawin at ayusin ito?
Oo. Okay. Okay. Eric Abueg, what is that one bill that you filed or will file?
Ms. Pia, I'll file a bill of an economic zone and free port in Southern Palawan.
Oh, okay.
During the time of my father, matagal na po namin pinupush ang economic zone na yan. And the good Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile also made a similar bill, but hindi umabot doon po sa time. Kinapos na siya sa time. So I'm continuing to push for this economic zone kasi if you'll picture the map of Palawan, Ms. Pia, ang distrito ko po yung pinakadulo na, yung papunta na ng Malaysia. Kaya we really have to invite investors to come in and para naman matulungan namin not only the second district of Palawan but also Puerto Princesa and Northern Palawan, buong probinsya.
Boy Blue, Abaya?
Well, one bill that we filed just before the start of Congress was the reinstatement of the ROTC in colleges. Right now you see a lot of territorial disputes right now.
Okay.
And I think it's very important for the Filipinos, for the younger generation, to have the training just to be prepared to what can happen to the country. And of course, to be ready to defend the nation and ensure nationalism.
Hindi sapat ang, what is it, NTSP, NSTP?
NSTP.
NSTP? Hindi sapat yun? It's not enough?
For us, it's medyo kulang. It's different subjects, some origami making, may ganun. So we think right now, with the times right now and the disputes that we have, it's very important.
Okay. Would you support a Freedom of Information bill, Rani Abu? Yes?
Yes.
Eric Abueg?
During my time when I was a board member, Ms. Pia, I filed a bill, it's a provincial resolution supporting the bill by Congressman Tanyada.
Okay. And what
Well,
will-
it's something very important. I think it's good for transparency and to see what the government's doing. But of course, you have to see both sides rin. Na medyo meron, ano yan, may effect rin yan na pwedeng gawing pangharas sa government officials, pwedeng pang blackmail. So I guess now that we're in Congress, I could see the details and read it and to know which one.
Okay. What would you do if there are moves to repeal the reproductive health law? Rani Abu.
Tingnan natin yan. Tingnan natin yan batas. Pero ako, pro-life ako.
Okay. Eric Abueg.
Well, ma'am, as I understand
Bakit pag RH, no? Ganyan kayo sumagot. Yes, Eric.
the status quo was extended by the Supreme Court.
Yes.
Well, for me, it's not on the merits. What they argued about was not on the merits. There is already a law for this RH bill. Tingnan natin kung maging defective to, kung hindi, palitan natin.
Okay. Boy Blue Abaya.
Well, it's a law now, and well, like to be honest, I come from a very conservative family, and but I understand the responsibilities of being a parent to our children. So something that we have to study and read again the details in Congress, little by little, at ngayon pa lang namin makikita yun eh.
Okay. Very quickly now, let's try to wrap up everything. Marami pa kasi akong tanong eh. Charter change. Rani Abu.
Gusto ko.
Oh, which portions? Economic provisions, foreign ownership,
Nung
shift to
pa man,
parliamentary?
gusto ko shift to parliamentary.
Shift to parliamentary.
Yeah, and federal system.
Federal. Okay.
For me, it's a welcome development for Palawan. Considering we have to have investment in Palawan. Considering that on the other issue of invasion by other countries, kami pong unang maapektuhan eh. Yung Palawan ang unang kailangan patibayin po natin yung probinsya, yung Palawan para so that's the answer, I think. All the revisions on the Constitution.
Okay. Boy Blue?
I think charter change will be good for the
What? Shift to parliamentary?
parliamentary is good too. Yes.
Really? Okay. Eric Abueg, what did your father tell you about being a congressman? Very quickly.
Well, he was not the one who pushed me to run for congressman. He was not
But-
even
but-
the one who asked me to go into law school or as a board member.
You did it on
Because
your own.
he just supports me in all the things I do.
Oo. Pero nung nanalo ka na, ano sinabi niya sa'yo?
Well, siyempre, sabi niya, tutulungan kita sa lahat ng aking mga bills, sa lahat na lagi siya nandyan.
Okay. Since you're new, so you have room assignments, right? What are your rooms, Rani?
North Wing 204.
Where's that? North Wing?
North Wing 204.
So, lumang building.
Ah.
Mga lahat ng freshman, gano'n, di ba? Okay.
Iba-iba.
Iba-iba.
Pero mas maganda yun. Nasa gitna siya ng Mitra Building na doon ginaganap yung committee hearings.
Okay.
At ng
Minamanan
plenary
niyo ba yung kwarto ng, like for example, ni Congressman Madanas? Hindi.
sa kanyang wife.
Okay. Eric Abueg.
Sa akin po, beside the room of my father, North Wing 117.
Okay. And?
South Wing 206, same room as
Kwarto ni June.
Congressman Jun and Congressman Dels. So we've been there since.
Okay. So, hindi lang pala posisyon ng minamanap. Okay. Rani, you worked in an ice plant,
Yeah.
right? And your family didn't own a house till after 2 years after your father died?
Yeah, nung aking kapatid nagpunta na ng abroad.
Okay.
So yung kapatid ko nag-provide ng bahay.
And you didn't own a TV? You didn't have your own TV?
Yeah.
Okay. Boy Blue, you're youngest of 6 brothers, like we said. Your brother June, kanina, kasi I was texting him, and he says, and I quote, he is much more good-looking than I am. You don't have to react to that. Okay. Let's talk about, just to wrap this all up, because we have to say goodbye to you. What keeps it real for you? No, because power, after all, is fleeting. So, of course, there are your interests outside of Congress, but there is also your families, right? So, I understand you're all married. You all have families, right? Rani?
Yes. I have 3 children.
3 children.
Yeah.
Your wife, where does she work?
She went to Italy last Saturday.
As?
Domestic helper.
Really?
Yeah.
Matagal na siya doon?
Tumawag ako kahapon, gagabi sa kanya, kumusta ka diyan? Nangangatok.
Okay. Names and ages of your children?
My eldest, a daughter, 19-year-old. The second children is my son, a boy, second year high school.
Okay.
At my youngest, another boy, 3.5-year-old.
3.5 lang, iniwan ng nanay. Okay.
Napasok
Ako
sa daycare.
Nasa day. Eric Abueg,
I have 2 kids.
how old?
My first is 18 years old. She's in first year college in UP.
Okay.
And my second and my youngest is 6 years old.
Yeah. What did your wife tell you when you won?
10 years old.
Okay. What did your wife tell you when you won?
Nothing.
Nothing. Rani, what did your wife tell you when you won? When you won?
What?
What did your wife tell you when you won?
Ganun din. Wala rin.
Ganun, wala rin. Siguro naman your wife told you something when you won. She's here.
Yes.
She's
No,
won.
no, no. Hindi lang siguro masabi.
Ay, hindi na masabi.
Hindi masabi na...
Sa sobrang...
Hindi masabi na magkukulang na yung panahon mo sa amin.
Okay, okay. Boy Blue.
Well, I have 2 kids. Katarina, who's almost 3 years old next week, and Annika. She's 8 months right now.
Really?
So baby pa.
Naku, baby pa. Be sure to spend time with them, ah.
That's what my wife told me.
Yeah, yes.
Have time.
Yeah, and
for the
June's
kids.
wife told him the same thing. Okay, so what did your wife tell you when you won?
Have time for the kids.
Have time for the
Exactly,
kids.
yes.
And for her also.
Of course.
Yeah,
Definitely.
always for the family. Okay, thank you so much, Congressman Rani Abu,
Thank you.
Congressman Eric Abueg, and Congressman Boy Blue Abaya. Maraming salamat. And thank you for watching. I'm Pia Hontiveros. This is News.PH. See you again next Wednesday. Good night.